Camden Point is a small town, quiet for the most part. Boasting fewer than 500 people, it's a picturesque community, well-maintained yards, small-town churches, even street signs that are made of wood. But that doesn't mean there's not the occasional explosion of excitement. This time, felt around the country as the nationwide Powerball jackpot continued to soar to unheard-of heights last November, from small towns like Camden Point to, well, just about everywhere. That jackpot was the hot topic.
Employees here tell me they've sold between 2,000 and 3,000 Powerball tickets since 7 this morning.
The winning numbers will be selected right here at the Florida Lottery headquarters in Tallahassee behind those closed doors.
And then, of course, it happened.
I hope you've got those tickets. Good luck. Take a look at tonight's numbers. First up, we've got the number 5. Next up, it's coming down now, is the number 23. Here's a picture of Ricky LaGrange from Louisiana. He won $1 million, just one of our many Powerball.
Okay, I'm not Nikki LaGrange, and unfortunately, I didn't win that $1 million. But on the chilly November night when this drawing was being held, that excitement we talked about that was growing all over the country was continuing to grow, especially in northwest Missouri, where one family was about to find out they'd become millionaires.
We're still stunned by what's happened. It's surreal.
Mark and Cindy Hill chose to take the lump sum of their winnings, an estimated $136 million after taxes. And that's where a lot of these stories go south, according to some experts.
People who have money, you wake up one day you're a plumber, the next day you're a multimillionaire. You have no idea, how to deal with it. You don't have systems in place. It comes very fast.
I spoke with Don McNay by phone, a best-selling author of books concerning the lottery and the often sordid lives of post-multi-million-dollar winners.
That's when all the trouble starts, and I write about that. I write a lot in my books. That same thing happens to professional athletes, same thing happens to entertainers, anyone who gets a large sum of money at once.
McNay says there are 5 keys to being a successful lottery winner. Number 1, tell as few people as possible. Number 2, make good long-term decisions, because as it ends up, not everyone does. Take Sharon Terabasi. In 2004, she won nearly $11 million Canadian, which she frivolously spent on things like that car. Now, less than a decade later, she rides the bus back and forth between her rented home and her part-time job. Luke Petard won a $1.9 million jackpot in 2006. He spent his money on a lavish trip, a wedding, and a house. And this picture wasn't taken pre-win. He now works in the kitchen at McDonald's. Which brings us to number 3. Visit an attorney and a financial advisor, namely one that works with more money than you've won. Now on to number 4. Take the annual payment, not the lump sum, because
between 70 to 90% of people will run through the money in 5 years or less.
McNay says he gets quite a bit of pushback on that last one, but not number 5, which he says is the most important, and that's do something good for someone else. Which brings us back to the Hills and the Dearborn convenience store where they bought that winning ticket.
It couldn't happen to a better family. They're a great bunch of people.
Chris Nowers manages the Trex Mark that's now maybe a bit more famous than most.
We still to this day get people coming through that, is this the store that sold the big winner? And yeah, they'll be sure to buy tickets.
He says not much has changed with the Hill family.
They're still keeping up their old routine. He comes in here just like normal, and we treat him no different than, than we did before. So.
And right on track with Don McNay's key points to jackpot winning happiness. They're doing great things for Mark Hill's hometown of Camden Point. Things like agreeing to pay for a new fire station, a new ball field, and giving the town more than $50,000 to buy land for a new sewage treatment plant. The Hills are pretty tough to get on the phone these days, at least if you're a news reporter. But if our lottery expert is right, it's safe to say the local jackpot winning family is following the right path to happiness and certainly spreading plenty of it as they go.
If you just want your money to impress your neighbors or to show off or do something stupid with it, then it's not going to make you happy, and ultimately it's not going to make any kind of impact. At the end of your life, you're not, the fact that you've had a bigger car than the next door neighbor doesn't really mean anything.
Alex Flippin, Fox 26, KNPN.